Places to go, right?
Yes.
Where are you going? Where can you go? What's the whole 15 minutes since you ate? Okay, my name is Joe. I'm the interim director for the Eagle Center here in Ketchikan. I'm a biologist. I've been a nonprofit executive and consultant for conservation groups for many years and continue to do so. I've been a soldier and a cowboy. So I've done a lot of different things, and I've spoken to many different people and groups on many topics. But do you guys know why you're in here today? You don't even know why you're here. Then how can I trust you? You think you know where you're going after this? Well, today we're going to talk about birds of prey, right? That's good. You're agreeing with me, so that's one good sign. So what do we know birds of prey as? There's one word that describes birds of prey.
Raptors.
Raptors, that's right. And where does that word come from and what does it mean?
See, dinosaur age.
No, ma'am. It's a Greek word and it means to seize. So immediately we get an action picture in our brains, right? So that describes perfectly the way all these birds of prey or raptors earn their livings. What are they seizing with? Very, very strongly developed feet, put together in such a way where they don't fatigue when they hang on to something. And those feet are tipped with sharp claws that we call talons. Now they have something else at the other end of the body that goes along with those talons. What's that? The beak, and it has a special arrangement, right?
Right.
Yes, just say it does. Okay. All right, it does. It comes away from the body perpendicularly or in a perpendicular fashion, turns down and terminates in a sharp point, right? What's that used for? Tearing what? They're carnivorous, right? That leads us to the third characteristic. They're all carnivorous. Those are the three characters all birds of prey or raptors share to be in that category. Strong feet with those talons, the beak, and the arrangement I just described, and the fact that they're carnivorous. Okay, if you don't have those three characteristics, you don't belong in the raptor category at all. Now, since you're all educated on that, I want you can tell me the 6 categories all birds of prey belong to, right?
No.
Yeah, you can do it. I'm not talking about scientific names, just talking about common names. Who can name me one of those 6 categories?
Eagles.
Eagles. Hawks.
Vultures.
No.
Owls.
Wait a minute, I can't hear y'all. Just say owls. So we got eagles, hawks, and owls. Falcons. 2 more.
Peregrines.
We got the falcons. So. Vultures are more closely related to storks. Now y'all told me you understood the characteristics. That's a vulture. You don't know, just stop. Okay. What do you kids fly in the springtime when they're
Kites.
kites? All right. And the last one? No. Found worldwide. 99.9% of its diet is fish. Starts with an O. The osprey. All right, here we go. Eagles, hawks, falcons, owls, kites, and osprey. 6 categories, hundreds of species across those categories, global distribution, extreme amount of radiation everywhere. It's a hugely important group for many reasons. A lot of diversity there. Now, all birds of prey in America are protected by federal law, by state law, and international treaties. Some of them are. And then there's other treaties and laws and guidelines that pile on to others depending on their status. So the Fish and Wildlife Service permits us to do this through 3 separate permits that we have just to do what I'm doing today. So they're a partner with us here in this. Now, all birds, most birds are capable of something fantastic. What's that? Flight. That's right. What else is capable of flight? What other living organism is capable of flight that's not a bird?
Insects.
A lot of insects. Anything else?
Bats.
Bats. Very good. Very good. Anything else? Stop. Say. Okay. But birds possess something nothing else has. What would that be?
Feathers.
Feathers. That's right.
Feet.
How about, well, we're going to go with feathers today, okay? So feathers. What's this central part of this feather called? Be careful.
quote.
I'm going to give you the right name for it. All right, so you can go home and justify to all your neighbors and your relatives that you went on some kind of educational trip. Okay, so this central part's called the rachis. All right, and the part on either side of the rachis, we're going to refer to that just as the web. Okay, see how this one kind of got a narrow side here? See that? Well, that means this is the direction of flight for this primary flight feather. Okay. Now the web is made up of these tiny filaments we call veins. Okay, it's hard for me to separate one, so it's difficult to do that. But am I destroying this feather by doing this? No. Well, it can go back together, hopefully. Yeah, expert. See there? What process or mechanism allows this to reform so neatly? That's right. It has these little barbules between the veins, and when they're pressed together, they lock. Just like Velcro, okay? This bird Velcro, all right? Now I'm going to pass these feathers around. I want you to look at them. I'm going to pass this other one around. And I want you to compare and contrast the difference between these two types of feathers, okay? In particular, I want you to notice maybe this one's got some fringes on the leading edge here. If you can remember what side I told you was the leading edge, and actually see the fringe. And if I don't mention it again, I want somebody to remind me and bring that back up. Can you do that? Okay, now since I know the two ships you're on, right? What ships? That's right. So you don't want me to show up down there looking for my feathers, okay? Right. So somebody's got to be responsible for getting those back to me, correct? All right, good, thank you. Who knows what this is? Here.
Owl.
What kind of owl is it? That's too easy. Great horned owl. And how do we know it's a great horned owl? You got horns, like a longhorn? Yeah, that's another way to know for sure. Okay, so this is a great horned owl. Contrary to popular belief, those tufts on top of the head are not horns. They are not ear tufts. They're radar. No, they're nothing. Okay, we don't really know why they're there. There's a few different theories about why they're there. It probably has to do with camouflage or breaking up their silhouette against the night sky. But owls are active when?
Night.
Most owls are active at night. These birds are active more at dusk and dawn. We call them crepuscular because of this. Organisms that are active at dusk and dawn. They can be active in the middle of the night, but they're more active right when the sun's going down, right when the sun's coming up, and they generally hide and sleep or loaf around during the middle of the day. Okay, owls are very unique in a very unique category all themselves. I mean, we separate them from other raptors, but actually, is this bird common or rare?
Rare.
That's very common. Okay, what accounts for their success? Does anybody know? Well, these birds, we lump them into a category we're just going to call generalists, all right? And generalists prey switch easily, they habitat switch easily, and they put up with human pressure very well, okay? Something on the other end of that spectrum would be a specialist. Okay, who can name me a specialist? How about the snail kite that lives down in South Florida in the Everglades? What does the snail kite eat? The apple snail specifically. Where does it live? In the Everglades, I just told you. Okay? All right, they don't prey switch easily, they don't habitat switch easily, they don't put up with human pressure. So which of these species, and generalists and specialists apply to all living organisms, not just birds. So among these two groups, which ones are the first ones to kind of